Okay, there we go. Lotus, welcome again. Welcome back to the program, Lotus. Now you're going by other. I can't even think of the whole name. But go ahead. Go ahead. What do you have to say for yourself, brother?
It feels good to have no African ancestry, and you know, it's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing.
So
Dodge this.
And
what? What?
I,
Why? Can I? Okay, can I stop you right there? Why do you not like to have African ancestry? Why is this such a remarker for you that you actually had to remark that it feels good not to have African ancestry? Why does that feel good?
it's a sad day in the Pan African Afrocentric community. Man down. I done literally gone at this dude about 6 topics, and I'd have crushed him on all 6. And when he tries to go to the original, he says, "Oh, that's Scipio Africanus." This dude doesn't even say Scipio. He don't even know the name. He said there was a dude named Africanus who got the title. I'm like, who are you talking about? How many of them are there? Do you know even know how many of them they gave? Yeah. Ancient Libya, man. Libya. All right. I free Wikipedia, man. Oh man. Right? Latin name for the inhabitants of Africa, right? But it's going to tell you, referring in its widest sense to all the land south of the Mediterranean. Ancient Libya. Latin speakers at first use "afer" as an adjective meaning of Africa, as substantive. So it's a substantive. It denoted a native of Africa, i.e., an African. All right? Because they're telling you the way they use it today. All you have to do is go to the number 1. Bow. That's how they use it in 1913 to 1918. Bow. 1879. You see? Wikipedia is full of it. You just go to the source. But look at this. Latin speakers. Watch this. Latin speakers at first use "afer" as an adjective meaning of Africa. As a substantive, it denoted a native of Africa, i.e. African. Look what's next to it. Citation needed. Wow, I wonder why a citation is needed. So, no matter what, you're going to run into, the Punic term, afar means dust. So, you call yourself an Afro, you calling yourself Dusty. So, I'm going to call you Dusty. All right? Because you Dusty. I mean, that's what it is. That's right. They Dusties. Y'all the Dusties. All right. Let me try and see if I can send a link out. This shit. So yeah, it's the Dusties. All right, y'all see it? Phoenician, Afar, dust. Also found in other Semitic languages. Damn, this shit don't even got what original language does it come from? Because the etymology of the term for the country remains uncertain. It may derive from a Punic term for an indigenous population of an area surrounding Carthage. But it says citation needed. Do y'all even know what it means when Wikipedia has a citation needed? See Terrence for discussion. I'm not clicking on that. The name is usually connected with Phoenician, Afar, dust. Also found in the Semitic languages, but a 1981 hypothesis asserted that it stems from the Berber, Ifri, plural, Ifran, cave, in reference to cave dwellers. So you some cavemen, y'all some dusty cavemen. See, Tatooine. Sound like some Star Wars stuff. So the same word may be found in the name of the Banu Ifran from Algeria and Tripolitania, a Berber tribe originally from Yafran, also known as Ifrane. in northwestern Libya. The classical historian Flavius Josephus asserted that descendants of Abraham's grandson Epher invaded the region and gave it their own name. Citation needed for that too. So we could throw out all of that. So then when you go to Africa, guess what it's going to point you back to? Yeah, Latin. The Roman referred to the region as Africa Terra, land of the Afri, based on the stem Afri with the adjective suffix ik, given Africus, Africa, Africum, in the nominative singular of the three Latin genders. Citation needed. Oh shit, looking bad, buddy. Following the defeat of the Carthage in the Third Punic Wars. Oh, those Punic Wars are very interesting. Can't find any evidence of it, but they keep putting it. Well, anyway, Rome set up the province of Africa Proconsularis. Afer came to be the cognomen for the people from this province. Guess what it says? Citation needed. You know why? There's no source. There's no empirical data. Oh, the Germanic tribe of the Vandals conquered the Roman diocese of Africa. When I get to this one, the empire reconquered it as the Praetorian Prefecture of Africa in 534. The Latin name Africa came into Arabic after the Islamic conquest of Ifriqiya. There's some Friqiya going on. And where does Ifriqiya come from? Ifriq. Alright, time to turn on the AC. The name survives today as Ifira and Ifri in Delal in Greater Kabail, Algeria. A Berber tribe was called by whom? Banu Ifran in the Middle Ages. And Ephurus was the name of the Tripolitan people in the 6th century. They have a source. You see the one with Ifriqiya got a source in names of countries. If you go look up names of countries, y'all, let me give you a snippet because this person has not done that. Go look up the names of countries. I don't know what the hell this is. I lost it. Well, anyway. Why is it sending me the tech pocket? Come on, man. Give me your source, man. Don't send me to no damn tech pocket. See, they don't want to give it to me. So anyway, this is from 1981. All right, the Wayback Machine. Right? So you got to look into the Wayback Machine because it does not want to give it to me when I click on the source, name of countries. Well, because I know who my ancestors are, and they know who their ancestors are. So instead of me being confused and trying to tie myself back to a tribe that I can't prove, I can actually go into my genealogical records and my family heritage society records that my family has provided for me, and my documented in history records of my family, which happen to be about 4 of them, that I don't need to tie myself to something I can't prove.
So
I can name my ancestors.
So you can prove you said you were French and Irish, right? And you said you belong to
French.
7 tribes.
My Native American ancestors came from France.
Wait, what?
So
My
your
native the
native
native my
ancestors
Native
came from
American
France?
ancestors that are
What?
Native American that became Native American in America, they came from France. The other ones came from Russia.
What
They
the
did,
Can you
hell?
yeah.
explain that?
So
See,
can
you
you
know
kind of
this
go
is
into
the
that a
thing.
little bit?
I want to explain something to you guys. There
No.
are Native Americans who are genuine,
Bullshit.
Okay.
and they will tell you that they came from somewhere else, and they'll tell you their stories of the Great Migration to the West. You know,
Oh, really,
those are
Daniel?
genuine people. When you talk to
Wow.
Latinos, a lot of them will tell you, "Oh,
Latino?
I'm mixed with German. Oh, I'm mixed with Irish. Oh, I'm mixed with Italian." Oh, they're honest and genuine. But for some reason, the people who call themselves Native American and sound nothing like people on the reservation. Not one person on here has an accent like someone on the reservation. So
Can I
it's very
can I
interesting.
talk?
Hold on. Let's just let him talk. I'll go ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
I'm just saying it's very interesting that it's only you, the group of you guys, who make this claim. The ones who are really Native American, really about that life and have casinos and stuff, they don't care about any of this stuff. They know
Okay,
damn well that
so
they're European. They know they're European. They know their records, and when they came to America with the Dayhurst colony, they're not ashamed.
the what calendar?
The Dayhurst colony, they have no shame in their
What
travels
is
to
the
America.
Dayhurst colony? Can you explain that to our audience?
Oh, that's the colony that majority of the Native Americans on the East Coast arrived. People like
They
Iron Eyes
arrived?
Wow.
Cody.
Okay. Iron
People
Eyes
like
Cody. You mean
Iron Eyes
Can I?
Cody.
the Italian that was outed for being Italian, not having indigenous ancestry? You say he's actual American
Well,
Indian?
he's a real Native American. He was born in America. He's a real Native
Even
American.
though his family and he later said that he was lying about being Native American, you still believe he was.
He never made that claim. His sister,
He-
his half sister,
Yeah,
made that claim.
and his genealogy did. They looked up his entire family. He's Italian.
Yeah, his
Can I
mother
ask
and
him some
father were
questions?
born in Italy. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
would like to ask him some questions.
yeah, go ahead, Snake.
Yeah. So what is the oldest record that you have? Genealogical record.
Of my ancestors, of any of my
Uh-huh.
ancestors.
Yeah.
Well, my Carruthers coat of arms is still. I mean, we have records going back to like 13th, 12th century Carruthers. That's my mother's father.
But that's in Europe. No, but you said
That's
that
in
you have
France.
genealogical records. Yeah. So you don't. But what about the Americas? What are your Aboriginal, supposed Aboriginal people? What kind of records do you have of them?
Oh, I have Philander Hood. I have Hester, who married Mr. Mitchell. Hester, born on the Illinois reservation.
How old?
That's like 1860 when she was born. Her parents were
Yeah.
born there too. She's on the
Okay.
Hester's roll. Her name is actually
And then-
Hester, one of the main
Sure.
chiefs of that Illinois reservation. By the way, that's just one.
Yeah. And yeah, but and then those Aboriginals before the 1800s, where were they?
Some of them were Texas, some South America, Central America, islands, spread along the East Coast. I have
And
also
real
had family
quick,
in Canada.
And how do you know that? How do you know that if you don't have any records of them?
Well, my family, they kept records and they passed down their story. So we have the records and the story that's passed down. So like here goes an example. My family they were born on the Illinois reservation under the Hester's Road. Go look it up. They married Philander Hood. Well, Philander Hood married into that tribe, but Philander Hood is Onondaga. My ancestor Philander Snelling Hood, who was contracted out through Snelling. He's Onondaga. He's pure Onondaga.
So that's all after the 1800s. So, but before the 1800s, let's say, like, how do those Aboriginal people that you claim that were here, like, how did they come to the Americas? From where? When did they come to the Americas? How did they appear here?
They don't have a story of traveling to. They don't have a story of traveling from somewhere to that area.
Yeah, but are there any those Aboriginals? Are there any uh, remains? You know, like are there any skeletons of Aboriginal people here? Can you do you have any? How do we know? How do you prove that there were Aboriginal people here? Only because there are no stories.
Well, I mean, if you know anything about the Onondaga people, that's all you have to do is go look that story up.
No, I ask you about
If you know who the
skeletons.
Onondaga, well, I
I
mean,
ask you about
skeleton
Yeah,
remains.
yeah.
I mean, unless you're going to dig up a mound, you're not going to find, many of my ancestors. They're not buried in, places where you're going to find them. We're not
Well,
digging up my
the mounds.
ancestors. So,
Yeah, but
you know,
the mounds have been dug, and they have found. Like I was at Cahokia, and they dug the mounds. They found remains, and they were Native Americans, no, not Aboriginals or anything.
they found some remains on the Cahokia, and they're Native American, right? So you're telling
Yeah,
me that
They're related to present day indigenous Native Americans today, like
yeah.
myself.
okay, then those are people that died recently. Then those aren't
No,
ancient
They
people.
no.
died in Cahokia thousands years
No,
ago.
no, they didn't. That's recent.
No, they didn't. Okay,
No, they did not.
because you say
Every
so.
every skeleton that has been tested for DNA has been tested, and
No.
they have found that their DNA is the same haplogroups as modern natives.
Okay, so you're telling me that they actually took bones out of the ground and took the DNA out of those contaminated bones and looked inside of some type of microscope and told you that? But I'm
No,
supposed to
because
believe
that's
that?
not. No, no, you made that up.
I
DNA
didn't make
doesn't
that
work
up.
by looking at. Yes, because DNA doesn't
Well,
doesn't
how are they
work by
looking at
looking
it?
on microscope. Shut up. DNA doesn't work by looking on a microscope.
How
That
does it work,
clearly
sir?
shows that you have no clue. You're completely
How does
clueless
DNA
about that.
work? How do you look at DNA, sir?
We're not going to go through remedial DNA. It's not through a microscope. Do you know how DNA works?
How
Do
does
you know what
DNA work?
do you know what
explain it to me.
mitochondrial DNA is?
You explain it to me. I want to hear you
So
guys say that.
mitochondrial
Okay.
DNA is it comes from your maternal parent, right? And then there is DNA that comes from they call it Y DNA from your paternal DNA, right? And what they found in Cahokia is that these remains are linked to the same haplogroups as present day indigenous people today through their mitochondrial DNA link ups. Does that make sense to you?
All human remains
They're not
found.
Aboriginal and they're not quote unquote black Indians. They're
So-
related to present day indigenous people.
There is no Aboriginal
Where are
haplogroup.
they cataloging? Where are they cataloging these letters to what you said DNA, which is blood, right? You're talking about plasma blood, actual
No,
physical blood, or what are you talking
you
about?
are clueless. You are clueless.
So
That's-
are they actually? No. I want to understand this for everybody. So are they taking
Get the
someone's
coloring
blood,
books out.
or are they taking somebody's spit? Are they taking their
Yeah.
hair? Are they taking bone marrow? Are they doing
Yeah,
potassium
this-
argon dating?
Okay, so
What
I
are
think
they
this
doing?
is this is exactly the point, that as you can see, people like you that criticize DNA but don't have a clue how it works, and this is the people who rely on on your proof is that in your family no one has told the story of coming from Africa, or no one has told a story of migrating to the Americas. So that is your proof.
Wait. I just
Yeah, you
explained
said
that I
that.
had ancestors from France. I had Irish ancestors, so you kind of being disingenuous.
No,
I'm
because
genuine.
you said
You're being
that you're
disingenuous.
Aboriginal.
You don't even understand how to look at blood. So I'm
You-
listening to you speak.
You said that you're Aboriginals in your supposed Aboriginal ancestry. There are no stories of migrating, and therefore that according to you means that you've been here. But then if we go to science, clearly you have no clue or understanding about DNA. So I could explain it to you, but I don't think you even understand the basics of DNA.
You
If
didn't
you're
explain it
talking.
to me.
One thing I
You,
want to
you,
just
you
highlight
haven't
here,
explained it
just-
to me. You're
right.
telling me
Just give me
that
one
you guys
second.
are not looking.
I'll explain it right here. So on your screen right now is a study from University of California, Berkeley. And this study was January 27th, 2020. Super recent. And it says new study debunks the myth of Cahokia's Native American lost civilization. Ancient feces levels point to repopulation of iconic pre-Columbian metropolis. So this is where this is the answer to your question of where they got their DNA. University of California, Berkeley archaeologist has dug up ancient human feces among other demographic clues to challenge a narrative around the legendary demise of Cahokia, North America's almost pre-Columbian population. In its heyday, 1100s, Cahokia, located in what is now southern Illinois, was the center for Mississippian culture. But this proves that they were able to get this scientific DNA and all these evidences through ancient human feces, among other demographic clues. So that kind of answers your question. This is from the University of California, Berkeley. Go ahead, Lotus.
Yes. See, so you're telling me that they examined.
I'm not telling you. University of California, Berkeley's telling you.
University of California examined some bowel movement, some feces, and they pulled blood out of some feces, and this feces.
No.
So DNA isn't just
So what's going on here?
And this is pretty remedial, but we'll get there. We'll get there, Lotus. Can someone?
I actually know about this stuff.
One second here.
No, actually, you don't know about this stuff because you keep saying blood.
Oh, time out. Let me get a word in.
Okay,
you guys don't know about this stuff because you guys have to read this stuff. You guys don't have any experience.
So
in
so let me ask you a question. By reading stuff and educating your stuff, that's bad.
You're not educating
grandma
me.
stories
Look,
the real thing.
Look, I asked, what are they examining through a microscope? And you guys said they're not using a microscope.
They don't examine stuff through a microscope.
And if we were in a debate in a university,
anyway, so can
someone setting, I wanted to.
Can someone explain that, how the DNA thing works here with him?
Wow.
He seems to think that it's by blood, and he said intestine, like
the microscope. Imagine, like, he thinks that you look in the microscope at something, and then you see like a little Indian in the microscope.
What the hell is going on?
Man, what the fuck is this, man? This is right here, all right? She laughing, bro. On some, this ain't no Resident Evil ass shit or something. Her eyes. Oh, this is crazy.
I don't, or a little African. That's, oh my God. Yeah, that's the ignorance, you know. That's the ignorance.
This is a great example of the remedialness of this line of thinking. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
These
There's many
guys
thinking.
didn't even graduate high school. They have no
My
clue what
grandma
they're
told
talking
me. Yeah.
about. No clue what they're talking about. And by the way, he's referring to Native American guys. I don't know if you guys caught this or not. He's referring to the Native Americans as white people who are now born here who get to call themselves Native American now.
Exactly.
That's what he's referring to. So he's playing a game. He's playing a word game. He knows damn well that Native American doesn't mean white people who are born here of European ancestry. He knows that those aren't real Native Americans. Those are Native American with a
Enough talk.